I'm selling it today, now.
Ah,
Yeah.
so we're sitting at a very historical day. Ego, like political ambitions, pure calculation on return. Like what was that?
The danger is that we are back to Second World War atmosphere.
You don't lose your fights because you don't select the losing fights.
Do you want to bet?
You really make a change. You make a difference.
So I'm not an Elon Musk. Not that I don't want. I would like to be, but I'm not.
That's known.
I don't take no for an answer. So I mean, I involve my heart. When my mind and my heart have a quarrel, I always follow my heart.
Good morning and welcome to my program SHARPe Talk. And today I have an extremely interesting guest, Naguib Sawiris. Welcome, Naguib,
Morning,
to this
how are you?
program. And he's a famous, definitely person. And when I was getting ready for this interview, I was hesitant how should I introduce my guest, because there are so many elements to do. And I was hesitant to say whether you're a world mover, you're an entrepreneur, you're a developer, you're an investor, you're a God believer, you're a party guy, you're media magnate.
I think you covered all.
So I decided to pass this ball to you. If you have just short sentence, how would you characterize yourself?
I say I'm an ambitious but kind person that believes strongly in God.
Okay. And tell me, if you look at your kind of life a little bit back, tell me what you're good at.
I'm good at finishing things up. I mean, I'm good that I don't take no for an answer. I'm also have very good, nice communication skills. People start to like me when they know me. They like me, easily like me. So that helps me to win people's confidence and win people's love. I'm also a people's man. So I judge people by how kind and how nice they are and how efficient and nothing else.
And I wanted to cover a few subjects with you, a few topics. And one of them is definitely business. Because you have businesses all over the world in different categories, like you said, in media and IT and construction and development and so on, like film festival and you name it, right? So what do you think is your core business? What there is no such?
Well, my core business was telecom. I used to have a company that had a market cap of 19 billion in 2005. And I sold this company to Vimpercom,
Yeah,
as
the
you know.
Russian people, yeah.
And when I went out of telecom, I went into two main sectors, one or three sectors. One was gold mining, so I'm one of the largest investors in gold mines in the world. And then real estate development, as you see here. And then the third was media and internet and so on, and financial services. So that I diversified post that. That was in 2012.
So if you, for example, go fast forward, okay, and try to look at your business legacy, how would you see your business legacy after the game is over?
I would like to create developments that will stay for many years to come, so people will always remember, okay, this is the guy that came, for example, to Grenada. We did not have a 6 or 7-star hotel. We decided just to do this hotel in this island out of all the Caribbean islands. And it stays to remain, and everybody that comes here will have a good time and remember the founder and like that, because nobody's going to remember your bank account.
Correct.
But they will remember always what they see, what they enjoy, like that. The jobs you've created.
Would it be correct to say that you really make a change, you make a difference,
yes,
right?
I go to places where are difficult. Not everybody would dare to go there. This was my slogan also in telecommunication. I mean, in telecom, I was in Pakistan, in Algeria, in all of Africa, 28 countries in Africa. I mean, so people thought I was crazy when I went to Iraq. I started the cellular company in Iraq during the war, the Gulf War. So I like to go to difficult places.
So tell me, the question is, why not usual suspects? I mean, easy one, like US, UK, Germany, very difficult countries you pick.
They have enough people to do that.
Okay.
Number
so
one. Number two, there's
right?
a lot of competition. What edge do I have? you know. But when I go to these places, people are very receptive, very grateful.
Would it be correct to say that you know how to deal with these complicated environments, which are not typical Western environment with checks and balances? It's more complicated, right? It's a different
I know
rules.
how, and also I give always advice. Just show respect, pick up the phone, speak to them, and they will respond. This bullying doesn't work. It doesn't work with me as a person too. You should see me when someone tries to bully me.
What's your business model? Are you going straight to the first person in the country to negotiate a certain condition with him, and then you go down to build a business, or you go bottom up?
It depends on the country. If it's a democracy, I go bottom up.
Okay.
It's an autocracy and a
Yeah.
dictatorship, I go top down.
Okay.
So I mean, I involve my heart. You know, when my mind and my heart have a quarrel, I always follow my heart.
So you follow your emotions, your heart. So
Yeah.
it's much less kind
Because
of.
you can think that your heart is actually a measurement, is from God. So who you want to follow, yourself with your mind or God?
It's an interesting thing. You keep answering the question which I didn't ask yet, because my next one was actually SWOT analysis versus intuition. So I assume intuition plays a significant role in your
It plays,
selection.
but I'm not like a blind
Of course.
gambler, or I'm not a gambler. I have a vision. Intuition brings me an opportunity. Then I have a vision. I'm a long-term investor. So I know exactly when I put this kind of money here, I'm not going to see this money for 1 year, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. You know, it's going to take some time.
And also, I was trying to think what unites all those countries you're working with. And one of the characteristics is they're not very high on the world competitiveness ranking. They're pretty low, okay? So tell me what they need to do in terms of raise the kind of rating on those
It's a
lists.
very simple formula. First, they need to have laws that encourage investment, not discourage investment.
Okay.
And then once they have these laws,
Protection
they
of
need,
private-
yes,
private
like,
assets?
tax exemptions, custom exemptions, employment incentives, investment incentives. You know. So once they have these laws, they need to respect these laws. They can't come every day and change. You know, like what happened in Cyprus and other countries. You know, you come as an investor. You expect these laws to stay and not to be changed to be a disadvantage when you build all your business plan and your investment based on existing laws. So many countries lose because they don't respect their own laws.
Sounds like stability and predictability, right?
Yeah, stability, predictability, easy of doing business, no bureaucracy. You can't arrive at an airport and they make you wait 1 hour so you can come in. You know, leaves a sour element.
And tell me, one of your kind of flagship project is Euronews, and you are known as a shareholder of Euronews. What is the reason of buying this? Is it more ego, like political ambitions, pure calculation on return?
no.
Like what was that?
No, I think I will tell you. When I bought it in my country, I used to have the number one TV station.
We know that.
Yeah, it was the local political station. Then we have the Muslim Brotherhoods came to Egypt. Not came, they were in Egypt, but they took over the power. They took the power. Fair or not fair? I think not fair. And I knew that they will go after my TV channel because I'm the number one
Independent TV channel.
independent and number one opposition to the extremism. But I'm against extremism in any religion. It's not about Islam or Christian. I'm just against extremism. So I knew that they will come after me, and it happened. They came after the channel. They tried to shut it down and like that. So I bought Euronews, so at least I have a second channel. And when I was asked when I was buying by the European Commission, do you have any agenda? I said, no, I have no agendas, but you should know that I stand against extremism, against violence, against terrorism. I have this agenda, that I'm against these people, you know.
And you've been satisfied so far with this asset which you purchased?
I'm satisfied, but I never interfered. Like I
course.
never called the chief editor and tell him, please speak about this, don't do this, because once you do that, you destroy the channel. So I never interfered. But what I made sure that it's a channel that is neutral, it has no influence of anybody, that shows the truth. Because, you know, I mean, don't mention any stations, but, you know, most of the stations, they have links to sometimes to intelligence, they have links to political parties, they have political.
They have their own agendas.
Yeah, you have agenda like you go to the US, you have Fox, and the other side you have CNN.
Yeah.
I didn't want that. I wanted to have a station that would just show all the opinions and let people decide on what
So
they
it
think.
was much less a business move. It's what more like a political.
No, it was definitely not a business move because we were losing money every year. So.
Okay, I understand.
But just by chance, this call now in half an hour, I'm selling it today, now. Yeah.
So we're sitting at a very historical day. Interesting.
That's the call I have at 9 o'clock.
Okay, excellent. Interesting. First of all, thank you on behalf of all our viewers. It's my favorite channel to be part of that, and you really contribute a lot to the media world. But if I may ask you, why you decided to quit and sell your stake?
There's many reasons. I mean, the first thing is I'm trying to work less and enjoy life more. So the more duties I have, I was chairman of Euronews. I was very much involved in restructuring Euronews from a little bit boring, dull to exciting, fair, active, young station, which I have accomplished, but I have not accomplished profitability of the channel. It was very difficult, But it takes a lot of my time, and now I'm more interested to spend more vacation than more work. That's the main reason, And we got a good offer, so I decided to. I'm trying to reduce the pressures on me. I want to enjoy life more. That's the truth.
May I, on behalf of all the viewers, thank you for doing all this for all these years. Thank you very much. It was, I think, great contribution from your side. And also, there are plenty of legends about how you look after your staff, your team, your people who are working for you. Can you describe a little bit these things?
I'm different in that, I think. It's for me, people who work with me are like my family. So it means that I have to protect them from anything. I have to take care of them. I make sure always that if they get sick, something happens, if they're in trouble, someone insults them, for example. I told you the story.
Yes.
Someone insults anybody. If he insults me, I will tell him, okay, God be with you. I might forgive him, But if he insults anybody working with me, because he thinks they're like not their, hell will go on. I will fight for their rights till the end, If something happens to them, I'm always there. I love my people who work with me like my own family.
Okay. And also you mentioned to me in our private conversation that you also invest a lot into the offices, like design.
I also believe that offices should be beautiful. You spend more in your office than you spend in your home. So I always had the best offices. Our headquarters in the telecom was in Paris, around the Arc de Triomphe. In London, we had an amazing office. In Rome, we had a very old villa. We renovated everything, and the furniture was amazing, because you sit in the office, and if you feel good in your office, you will produce good work.
But not only your room, I guess it's also for your team.
Everybody. No, not my room.
Okay.
That's lucky. No.
Yeah. Okay. And tell me, which of your business projects had the biggest social or economic impact on a particular country or local?
The development.
Real estate development in Grenada.
Because you hire a lot of people. You engage all the contractors, people who manufacture furniture, the linen, the ware, the agriculture part, all the trees and the plantations you need to put. It's a big driver for the economy, I could say mining too, but mining sometimes has a bad reputation. But in mining, we produce gold in Africa, and we are the biggest contributors to the economy of all the West African countries. Their main income comes from the fees and the customs and the taxes and the participation in these mines.
So real estate is probably the
better one.
The better ones. Okay. And also there are some legends going about your tolerance to the risk or appetite to the risk, and how you select this fine line between the two.
My family, my kids, my brothers think I'm crazy, because my risk appetite is limitless.
Limitless.
Yeah, I can take any risk. I don't care.
Also, there are some stories going about how you select your fights, and typically you don't lose your fights because you don't select the losing fights, correct? Is it?
It's correct, I've never lost a fight, because as you say, if it's a losing fight, I will not start it. But some fights in life you have to take regardless of what you think that your chances of winning them, because they are not. Let's say someone is attacking your wife, and when you're walking, there are three guys and you're alone. You can't just not. You have no choice. You won't leave your wife to be attacked by three, even if there are three.
So what would you do?
Me, I will go to the biggest one and immediately and hit him in the face.
Okay. That's a lot of risk.
I know, but sometimes it works that he thinks you are crazy, and you most probably don't care that there are three.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You definitely have a lot of experience and wisdom in your overall business career. So if there is a chance to give one or couple of advices to the young entrepreneurs and young business people, what they would do?
First of all, you have to be patient a bit. Don't think. First of all, don't think you know it all, because this is a young generation. Many of them think they know everything, so they don't listen to their elderly. I always listen to my dad. In my whole life, I've never went against my dad's recommendation or opinion or ask. Never, not one time. Even when I was over convinced that I'm right.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if I wanted to do something that he does not recommend, I go home, I open the books again, I study it again, I go to him in the morning, I tell him, look at this angle. You see, I think like, and if he says, okay, I do it. He says, I don't do it.
But the privilege of have such a dad as you had is a rare thing. Typical entrepreneurs don't have such advisors.
Many have. The other advice I tell young people is, don't take no for an answer. That's the first step of. If every time you are doing something, sometimes it doesn't work. I don't agree, and like that. I always hear this, and my answer is always, do you want to bet? And then I always manage to do it in the end. I'm not willing to fight. I always find solutions. When there is a problem, I'm good in finding solutions.
That's known, yeah, exactly. So what's behind it? How you managed to find a unique solution in different complicated
Because I
situations?
started working very young. From 16 years old, I was independent. I didn't want to take money from my dad. I worked as a waiter. I worked in garages, washing cars. I worked as a night porter in a hotel, And I didn't want to take money from my dad when I was studying. I paid for my own education the first 2 years,
You mean in Switzerland or?
In Switzerland, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you do everything on your own, you start to accumulate a lot of
Guts.
guts and experiences, and also I studied a lot. I was very, in my school, I was always the first of my class and everything I did, so because I was studying a lot, I always want to be the number one.
So it sounds like ambitious,
I don't
right?
care if I become number two, I don't agree. It's nothing, I don't mention it. I like to be the best in whatever I do.
Okay. Tell me, we are sitting in a beautiful settings. This is Nagib's private villa, which is very beautiful, located on the waterfront of Grenada of Caribbean Sea. And this is in the heart of your project called Silversands, which is definitely the best development project, if not in the whole Caribbean, definitely in Eastern Caribbean and definitely in Grenada. I can witness that. So tell me, why Grenada? How you chose this island?
Because when I came here, it's nice to do something where a country needs it, not just where you're going to make a lot of money. I'm at the time in my life where I'm not motivated anymore by making a lot of money, because I've already made that, and more money or less money will not change my life anymore. So what will make me happy is to feel that I came to this island
To make the difference.
and made the difference, number one. But number two here, what is very peculiar about this island, the people are amazing. I mean, I cannot describe it. I always feel that these people maybe are so nice because they're isolated. They have an amazing, kind nature, sweet nature, very hospitable. So this touched me also. I told you I work with my heart, So the second reason was that I fell in love with the people. And the third reason, the island is beautiful and still a virgin, not polluted. I want you to look at my project here. I bet you if you walk at the beach, you won't see my hotel. Because my hotel was built from
Quite blended,
glass,
yes.
brown timber, and green tops. So it melts into the environment, and I made it not 5 floors like the ugly hotels nearby here. You build 5 floors on the beach, you destroy the view for everybody in the back, you destroy the nature, it's insensitive. So for me, I didn't want to be remembered that I want my hotel to melt in the environment, and that's what I did. You see, the villas are first floor only. They're built in the same way. The colors are amazing.
So tell me, I have a development and real estate background, so I feel a little bit what I see, and I understand that. I have never seen a project of such a quality. I mean, quality of design, architecture, master planning, furniture, details, little elements, functioning. So you decided to invest heavily into the quality. So
Of course, yeah. I wanted to do a hotel that is the perfect hotel. Yeah, but this is our flagship. And when you start something, you have to start with a splash. It has to be fantastic. And I'm Swiss educated. I went to the Polytechnic in Switzerland, and one thing I learned: either you do something very good or you don't do it. So it's like in search of excellence. I try to do something. When I do something, that should be excellent in every single element of it. So to ensure that, I have to be involved in every single element. So I have to choose the architect. The architect has to obey my taste, not his taste, and has to follow my directions in interior, in design, in the way I like things, and so on. And then I have to choose the furniture. I even chose the soap in the bathroom, the smell of it, the towels, every single. I mean, I wanted to have an IT system that is unheard of for the guests. So you have an application on your phone, you open the door with it, you see who is knocking when you're at the beach, you can order your food, you can put your music in the room, all from your phone. You don't need to move. You can put you open the shades, close the shades, open the lights.
and how are you planning to scale up this? Because I understand and I know from your team you're planning to continue with this success story in Grenada.
We have
So what are your plans?
we have 5, 6 projects in different countries. So we have one hotel coming up in Greece, Silversands coming in Mykonos. It will open in 3 years. We built a smaller one now, like the beach house we're building here now. The second hotel is being here in Grenada, beach house on the beach. And the same one in Mykonos, also a smaller one. We are doing one in Egypt on the north coast. We are going to do one in Pakistan. We have a very big development in Pakistan. We are going to do a hotel in Senegal. So we are spreading these hotels in many countries,
All
with
under
our own
Silversands,
brand,
yeah?
managed by our own teams.
Okay, cool. And coming back to Grenada, you're planning to do few things here on the waterfront, right?
For Grenada, I have very ambitious plans. So we bought already the land for 5 to 6 hotels. So we intend to add 3 or 4 more hotels here. The second hotel is being under construction right now. It's called the Beach House. It's in an amazing location near the airport, partly on the beach, partly on the mountain. The views are impeccable. I don't know when the guests come which one they will choose. Stay here or stay there. And then we bought also the land at the end of the Grand Ansai Beach, Mount Cinnamon. So there will be another Silversands there at the end of the beach. So I will have the beginning of the beach and the end of the beach, And we have a hotel in the middle, which is called Riviera, which we want to do it in a much more lower scale, cheaper scale. But cheap doesn't mean not beautiful.
And not quality compromise.
And not quality control. Cheap means that, instead of marble, we'll use something else. Instead of this, the materials, but not in the taste, not in the service, and not in the quality.
How media or social networks call you mostly?
I have 7.5 million followers on my Twitter account because I'm also involved in. I always give my political opinions, So I hate dictators. I hate injustice. I hate people who are not fair to people because of their religion or their color. So, and I'm also, I think I have a sense of humor too. So, I don't know what they call me on the media side, but I think so.
Would be correct to call you visionary?
No, I think visionary is a bit too nice for me. I mean, like I wish I was a big visionary because visionaries people do like Elon Musk is a visionary. So I'm not an Elon Musk. Not that I don't want. I would like to be, but I'm not.
Okay. coming back to Grenada, what do you think is missing in this country, and what they have to do to become a Dubai of Caribbean?
What is missing here is a bit more independent outdoor places that are of quality. Like, let's say, I cannot tell my guest, you have to eat in the hotel. After 1 week, he wants to go out and go somewhere eat. So what is missing really a restaurant with very good quality food. So there is good food, but you cannot say it's, I need to find a restaurant that has better food than my hotel, which is very difficult, okay, but it has to exist. We have to make that happen. Entertainment is missing a bit, And here they are so talented, the musicians here, local musicians, they actually don't have luck. They're so talented, they could be international, but they don't, because where they play,
there's no infrastructure.
There's no place for them to play. So one of my projects is I want to find a place, maybe in St. Louis, in Port Louis. I'm going to take a place and then invite all the local bands to play every day, a new band there and a live band.
Kind of a festival,
Yeah. We're going to make a project in Port Louis where we're going to make a the entertainment hub of Grenada.
That's a good thing. A lot of governments started to experiment with this killing system of checks and balances at freedom, using COVID as excuse, and we see it all over.
Look at
What would you
Australia,
say
the
about that?
craziness of Australia. 2 years they closed the country and tell people you cannot go out, and your family members can come back.
Yeah, COVID doesn't understand family or not family, right?
What should happen is a vote, a national vote, whether vaccination should be obligatory or not. 70% say it should be, and the 30% have to get vaccinated. There is no other solution. Now the politicians, they go in circles all the time. Because demonstrations go anti-vaccination, demonstration pro-vaccination. So we need to make a vote, a democratic vote, because that's the only way we will get rid of the COVID. Because I have been vaccinated 2 times. I got the corona first, and I got vaccinated. Since then, I've been mingling with people who got corona, and I never got sick. So it is the solution, the vaccine, whether people, and then all these negatives, fake news. This guy took the vaccine and died next day. He was doomed to die anyhow. Who says he died from the vaccine? Or I got temperature. Oh, you got temperature. What if you had a cold? You will have temperature, or your back aches.
So coming back to my question, you think the world will be the same? There is nothing.
It will be the same because the drive for life. Look at Dubai.
Yeah.
Look how genius Dubai was.
Yeah.
During COVID, they opened up. Yeah. We all went to Dubai.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we don't want to be
locked,
imprisoned.
Right.
This is crazy. I tell you, I got a claustrophobic attack when, in the beginning of this COVID, everybody was scared stiff, and we had to be stuck in our homes in the 4 walls.
Yeah.
After 1 week, 2 weeks, I couldn't sleep anymore. I couldn't sit in one place. I got this anxiety attack. I swear, first time in my life. Until I decided, no, I'm not going to do this. I went out and got my vaccine and got everything.
And tell me, if you look a little bit on macroeconomic, because I know you're a pretty smart person, do you think the world competitiveness ranking will change in the next 10 years? Certain countries will perform better than others. What do you think of that?
I think the biggest danger for the world nowadays is not that. The danger is that we are back to Second World War atmosphere, where you have...
You mean Cold War, yeah, kind of thing?
Not even cold anymore. It's very hot.
Yeah.
So you have these countries now trying to regain their imperial presence.
Yeah.
Like, let's take China.
Yeah.
So China is emerging now as a big military power, but bigger than military, also economical power.
Yeah.
And it's trying to now expand its footprint, whether it's Taiwan or with the Philippines or like that. So we have this symptom, Russia also has aspiration to restore its old glories for the Soviet Union and so on. India is trying to do similar things, So Turkey now, Turkey wants to get his Osmanic Empire also back. Libya is going there. Qatar is going there. So everybody's trying to build an empire. So this will not end nicely.
So what's your prediction? What the
forecast? My prediction is that we are definitely not in my lifetime, maybe, but in the next generation, they will see a Third World War.
Oh, real war.
Yeah. Because when you have only one person who can push the button without any resistance, what's in mind? We watched Hitler Who would have thought that this guy Hitler, who started in this small election, and what happened to Hitler? He came democratically elected, but he decided after that enough is enough. No more democracy. I'm here to stay. Then look what we had to pay for that. 6 million Jews, 4 million Polish and Hungary, and the people who died in the Second World War.
20 million Russians.
For what? For what reason? What was the struggle about? It was about ego, empire, and all that. So I believe that this thing still goes like that.
I may ask you one thing which I don't understand honestly. Before, I would say 18th, 19th century, all these tensions been resolved by the world leaders, whether it's tsars, kings, or prime minister, getting together, say in a chateau in France, drinking good wine, taking the map and making some compromises. Now we don't have that. We don't have the kind of a tradition of world leaders getting together informally, closed doors, and trying to find compromises. Why they don't do that?
Too many dictators. Too many dictators.
Even dictators can talk.
No, but dictators, the dictator, you assume he's a normal person. Once he sits on that chair and he has his buttons that he can press, and he knows nobody can tell him no. Nobody can tell him no, it's not good. He listens to no one, and he has all the buttons. How will this come into
say his mind is changing?
He changed his mind, of course. The power, absolute power, corrupts absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a famous.
There are no checks and balances.
Yeah.
Even Donald Trump, who was president in a so-called democratic nation called America, look how he behaved. Did he behave like a democratic president? No.
No.
He was a loose cannon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you think the number of loose cannons in the world will increase?
It's not will increase. It has increased. This
Already.
is the danger.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a very dangerous situation unless God interferes.
Okay, I ask you a simple question then. You think the world, where's the world moving in terms of wealth? Is the gap between wealthy and poor increasing or decreasing? What do you think?
No, it's decreasing because the new technologies and has allowed people to innovate. Now the rich people are the young ones, not the old ones anymore. The younger generation, all these people who work in the IT,
gurus,
and this new generation also has given examples to young people to. They all want to be a Mark Zuckerberg. They all want to be a Jeff Bezos. They all want to be like that. So it's starting to pour out, But with the exception of Africa, that needs a lot of help,
Yeah.
I think the gap will decrease.
And do you think the world is getting more violent and dangerous, or just less so?
After all what I told you, yes, it is. It is, of course. I mean, look at now. People who live in Libya now, 8 years, 9 years in war. Iraq, Syria, Yemen, year after year, and war, and people dying for no reason. Sometimes religious, sometimes political, sometimes.
And ask you then a very peaceful question, which is a simple one. A tax system, which, everybody concerned about paying or not paying their taxes. What do you think should be a fair tax system, more or less unified in the world?
I think 20% tax, corporate tax, 20% income tax, worldwide should be done.
Unified.
And finished.
For everybody. Yeah. It should be
and
progressive or flat rate.
Tax avoidance should be criminalized. It should be not allowed. So once you eliminate tax avoidance, because tax avoidance was a gray area.
Yes, right.
It was legal, but at the same time you're avoiding tax. It should be eliminated.
Okay.
You make a small, fair tax, it's worldwide, the same tax regime all over the world. So you cannot go anywhere to get better tax system, then you get everybody
So
tax.
make it universal, make it mandatory.
And make it reasonable.
Reasonable.
Excessive tax reduces the income. You force people to cheat. If you take, like in Europe, they take 50% of your income as tax. That's horrendous.
Yeah.
And that's why people start to try to escape. Yeah. But if you say 20%, I'm fine.
And it's not progressive, it's flat.
Flat.
Flat for everybody. Yeah. Because wealthy people pay more in absolute terms.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's a fake strategy, make the rich pay more. This is stupid. Because they pay 20% of much more. So they're already penalized. So don't try to... And then steering the rich against the poor and thinking, the rich are bad, but the poor are good. There are very bad poor people, and there are very bad rich people.
Yeah, that's right.
It has nothing to do with
right. And tell me, in terms of investment strategy, I know you're a pretty smart investor. What would you say is the next big thing in portfolio asset management? Do you see any particular asset class which
For
will
me,
dominate?
I am a gold believer in gold,
Gold.
because
But gold in bullions or gold stocks?
it can be the same. But I prefer in stock, because you see, the beauty of the stock of gold is when gold goes up 1%, your stock goes up 5%. Why? Because people give you credit for all your coming production.
Okay. Yeah, it's
So
perception
for
expectations.
the same risk,
Okay.
you take a bigger reward. So I
Okay.
personally, as you know, a big chunk of my fortune is in gold mining companies.
And tell me your opinion about cryptocurrency, in particular Bitcoins. What do you think of that?
Look, let's differentiate between things. Blockchain technology, cryptocurrency technology, no doubt, 100% foolproof. It's here to stay. But tell me to invest in a cryptocurrency, I'm not going to invest in a cryptocurrency, because it goes up 20% one day and goes down 20% the next day. It's too volatile. It's unregulated. It will be regulated one day, and we don't know the effect of the regulation. When they impose regulation, how far deep it will crash. Third, there is a lot of theft and
Games. Dirty games.
fraud. People build these coins and take the money of the people and run away to somewhere and hide with their money. There is also the hacking. Many people lost their money because hackers came in. So if you are my advice, go to the casino better with $5,000, lose $5,000, and so.
But you don't see any particular value behind the cryptocurrency.
Look, if I would do a cryptocurrency, and I can do, because I have 7.5 million followers, and they will follow me if I do my own cryptocurrency. But I will always try to back it to something solid. Okay. So like connected to gold, for example. So it's connected to gold. So if doomsday come, you can ask for something you can grab. But if crypto goes banana, what do you get?
Yeah, nothing.
So it's not for me. I don't want any headaches, you see.
Yeah.
I'm selling a good business like Euronews to relax, and now I'm going to go put money in crypto. I lost 20%.
Yeah. So tell me quickly, do you see any serious correction in 2022 because of the inflationary pressure?
No, because only in the equity markets. I think all the stock market is overrated, and there should be a correction. Remember, in 2008, 2012, every few years there is a crash. Now I think all the equities are overpriced, so there will be a correction, sure.
So how big is correction? As a crash or just as a mild sense?
No, I think middle, I think 20%, 30%, something like that. Because you see, now they're driving with the inflation and they don't know what to do.
Right.
So two equal opinions. Right. Raise the interest rate. No, I will not raise the interest rate. Raise the interest rate. No, I will not raise it. So they play like that. When you're driving with two people with the wheels, what happens in the end? You slam in the wall. Right. So until they make a direction and listen to all these economics, agree on a path, the danger is there. Okay. So maybe the crash will come and correct everything automatically, like every time. So that's what I believe. That's why I'm more bullish on gold and like that, because
more traditional assets,
because
right?
It shows you that when inflation kicks very high, gold goes very up and protects you against.
And real estate, I assume, which is another hit
too. That's why I'm in these two segments, like with 60%.
Okay. May I ask you at the end how you came to your faith? Is it through organized church?
No. Okay.
Through your life?
This is a good question. So my mom was very religious. So she put in each of her sons the love of God and the fear of God. So we'll have to love God and still fear Him and know that if we do. And she put in us also the feeling for the poor. She used to take us on our day off to the poorest area in Cairo to go through the garbage collectors' quarters and see the misery they live in. So to appreciate what we have, and she also tell us, when you grow up, don't forget these people. So the seed of religion was put in us by my mother. And then I was a Sunday school teacher for 3 years. But to be honest to you, my faith, funny enough, didn't come from church or from my mother. It came during my business life. I started to see how
Somebody
the
guides
more
you.
I ask God, the more I believe in Him, I'm becoming more powerful against evil, against people who are trying to deter me. So so my faith became so strong that I believe I can walk on the water. You understand? So I had also a confirmation from God that He sees my faith. So I had stuff happen to me that cannot logically be explained. I mean, I don't want to talk about it, but I can tell you that if you've met someone that 2 times in his life told God he wants something to happen now on the spot, and it happened.
Okay.
So I didn't need that for my faith. This is because I had my faith, this happened, because I wasn't asking God for a proof. You should not. But because I had this faith, I asked Him if He could just do this now, in this second, twice, and it happened. So that's, if after that also I don't
Yeah.
have this faith, then what?
And look at that.
Okay?
That's a good to know. Thank you,
You're
Nagib. It
welcome.
was extremely interesting conversation. Thank you for that.